680's Richard Southern joins us now. Happy Friday, Richard.
Happy Friday, Cynthia. How was your Friday?
So far so good. It's not over yet, though.
Yeah, you haven't driven home yet, right?
No. Taking the streetcar, though, much
Good.
better on a winter day.
Messy out there.
All right, it's been the worst week for stocks in years. I mean, really bad. How did it finish?
Finished on an uptick for Wall Street. We saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average close up 330 points during what was another wild day, big swings. For the week on a whole, though, the Dow fell 5.2%, and that was the worst week for Wall Street in 2 years. Of course, the turmoil for stocks started last Friday when the Dow fell more than 600 points, a better than expected U.S. jobs report, igniting inflation fears. And then, this week we had a 1,000-point drop on Monday and another 1,000-point drop yesterday. But again, a little bit of an uptick for Wall Street today. The S&P and the NASDAQ also higher. Nike and Amex, two of the winners today on Wall Street, Cynthia.
Numbers not so great for Toronto stocks, though, and this really surprises me. They're exactly where they were a decade ago.
Pretty close. Bay Street, pretty close to where it was in 2008. The Toronto stock market really has struggled to recover from the financial crisis. And Cynthia, that really has to do with the over-reliance the market has here in Toronto on oil and gold stocks, those commodities haven't done so well. We also lack any big technology names on Bay Street. When you look at really what's driven Wall Street higher up until this week, it's been names like Facebook and Amazon and Netflix, and we don't really have those big technology names. So tough going for Toronto investors, and the TSX was down again today, Sin.
All right. Now, Canadian jobs report is in, and it was the worst headline number in a long time. Quite startling. But the details were a little more encouraging.
A little bit. So overall, Canada lost 88,000 jobs in January. That's the first time we've had a negative number in 13 months. Unemployment rate ticking up to 5.9%. Almost all the jobs, though, lost were part-time. There were 49,000 full-time jobs created. Here's this last point. This is what a lot of people are talking about today. Ontario losing 51,000 mostly part-time jobs.
Right.
Is that tied to the increase in the minimum wage, Cynthia?
Yes.
Big debate. We heard
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. And you know what? We might not know for a couple of months because these numbers get revised. It's coming after Christmas when there was a lot of seasonal hiring. Still, we heard from the chief economist at Capital Economics today, Paul Ashworth. He said, quote, the hike in Ontario's minimum wage had a devastating impact on Ontario's job market in January.
Okay. That's what a lot of people have been worried about, isn't it?
But again, we'll see in a couple of months when it all shakes out. We'll have a better idea.
1 month does not tell the story, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Now, another devastating blow for manufacturing in the GTA, and this has been a steady decline. A big factory is closing its doors.
City News, the first to report, unfortunately, that it's Johnson Controls planning to shut its factory near Dufferin and the 401. And they make thermostats there. They make security, home security and office security products there. This is going to put more than 500 people out of a job by the time this finally closes in October of 2019. Johnson Controls telling us at City News that it's shifting production to Mexico, and that it's made the decision in order to maintain its competitiveness. As you say, said it's been tough for manufacturing in the GTA. It was just the other week, Campbell Soup announced plans to close its factory here in the city that has been open for almost 100 years.
And you better believe that will be an election issue come June.
Absolutely. But what can you do to attract manufacturing in and maybe lower some of the taxes? It's tough when you got condos up everywhere downtown. Where are you going to put these factories now?
Difficult. Okay, Amazon. This is fascinating to me. It's testing its own delivery service to compete with UPS and FedEx and perhaps deliver all its own products and have a complete market.
Yeah, they want to get into everything. Now, of course, FedEx and UPS really worried about this. Stock in those two delivery companies tanking today. According to the Wall Street Journal, Amazon is trying out its own shipping service in Los Angeles called Shipping with Amazon, SWA, whereby the company will pick up packages from businesses, ship them to customers, relying almost entirely on its internal shipping structure. The program's still in its early stages, but it could be rolled out across more cities. Amazon even going so far recently as to buy some of its own jumbo jets to start shipping its own packages around, Cynthia.
All right, let's turn to something that's near and dear to my heart. Food news. And it turns out that 59% of Canadians have some type of relationship deal breaker when it comes to pizza.
And it is National Pizza Day. Happy National Pizza Day to you, by the way.
And to you.
Can't believe it's rolled around again.
I may have to have pizza tonight.
So eating pizza in bed was the big deal breaker for relationships, Cynthia.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of messy.
Get the crumbs in there. 18% said no, that would call off a relationship. Picking the cheese off the top, a deal breaker for 10% of couples. Eating pizza with a knife and fork. That's a very controversial move. Using too much garlic dipping sauce. I don't think you can use too much garlic dipping sauce, but 7%.
See, I'm not a garlic dipper with pizza.
Oh, you're not?
Yeah, that's my deal breaker with you, Richard.
You haven't lived, Cynthia. Putting pineapple on pizza, there's nothing more controversial than a Hawaiian pizza, which, by the way, is a Canadian creation. Doesn't eat the crust, 6%. Not cool with that. And eats the pizza cold, 4% say that's a deal breaker. Cynthia, Canadians ate last year more than $1 billion, or bought more than $1 billion worth of pizza in Canada, according to StatsCan.
We are pizza lovers. What's your favorite kind?
Give me the Canadian, the pepperoni, the onions, the green peppers.
Okay.
But I've never seen a pizza I didn't like, Cynthia.
I'm a margarita gal, actually.
Classic.
All right, so bad news for a Friday. This is not a good way to end the week. The world may be facing a tequila shortage.
Oh, no.
What is going on?
Farewell margaritas. It's a shortage of the main ingredient in the liquor, the agave plant. Only 17 million were planted in 2011 in Mexico for use this year. It takes them a while to mature. The market, though, needs 42 million to keep up with demand. Yeah, so the shortages are making prices go up, and basically they're pushing some of the cheaper tequila brands out of the market. You're going to see more of the premium, more expensive tequilas on the market. People are actually drinking more tequila. It's one of the more popular alcoholic beverages in recent years. You know what they say, Cynthia? 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor.
Very good. I haven't heard that one. On that note, thank you, Richard, and have a wonderful weekend.
You too.